Hi, I'm Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise, and welcome to this series of behind-the-scenes videos from the recent Board Game Decathlon Mockumentary. Now this episode is going to feature extras, outtakes, and goofs from several of the different board game broadcasters who contributed to the mockumentary. Let's start things off with Joel Eddy from Drive-Thru Review. Poor Joel. He was a great sport. He started things off by sending me a compilation of several different scene ideas, including a short version of his now infamous list of salad ingredients. Let's take a look.
So first of all, story take one. So there I was, we were getting ready to play Castles of Burgundy. He gets out this player board I've never seen before. Half of it is like farm animals, half of it's got castles, and there's a little section of it with these special abilities, yellow tile places that I've never seen before. So we're playing along, and I'm like, this is kind of weird, how's he gonna fill all this up? Then he plays this other special ability tile, I've never seen it, comes out of the box from somewhere, and it says, he says, hey, get out a box of Ticket to Ride, and then play with the cards to match the tile. So he starts playing this game of Ticket to Ride, and he puts trains all over his player board. It doesn't make any sense. And he starts scoring like 15, 20 points every single time. And meanwhile, I don't have access to these tiles. Okay, that story's kind of weird. I'm gonna do a different story. You're killing me with this Castles of Burgundy one. It's really hard to make up something that makes kind of sense because it's such a point salad euro. So here's take two of the story. So there we are, we're a couple of rounds into Castles of Burgundy. He plays this tile I've never seen. It says, eat the biggest salad possible. No, not the biggest salad possible. Sorry. So there we are, a couple of rounds into Castles of Burgundy. He plays this yellow tile. It says a special ability. Each player must order a large salad, and the first player to finish the salad gets 100 points. And I just had lunch. All the other players were snacking during the whole game. And here's Mir over here. He gets a big salad and he just pounds the salad. And of course, this salad has everything in it. It's got tomatoes, it's got croutons, different kinds of cheeses, various types of egg, all kinds of stuff. It's just tons and tons of stuff in the salad. And he plows right through it like he'd done this before. So he gets in there, he gets 100 points, and he's got this 100-point lead. And after that, we could never recover.
So after watching his salad bit, I knew we were onto something. So I asked Joel if he would actually expand on it, extending his list of salad ingredients into one long, big gag. He took the time to recreate his original setup as closely as possible and stared off into the distance, rattling off the following increasingly absurd list of salad ingredients.
So I'm just going to do this and read these, as you said, and start reading stuff. Romaine lettuce, iceberg lettuce, olives, strawberries, pineapple, pepperoni, mayonnaise, mustard, little pieces of hot dog, bacon bits, sunflower seeds, croutons, carrots. We also had little maggots in the salad, and if you ate those, then you would get negative points, and so you had to kind of eat around those. Ketchup, mayonnaise, crayons.
So Joel was a really good sport. Then came along Marty Connell from Rolling Dice and Taking Names, who actually took the time to include an entire gag reel along with his footage. Here's some excerpts of what Marty provided.
At that point, the game became a blur. Lennon, Fruit, Lyra, and assistants were flying all over the board, and before I knew it, he had 6 rupees to win the game. I looked at my board thing, and I just choked on that. Bad, Mr. Nutcracker. Now I have to clean up after you.
Oh, we'll see more from Marty throughout the rest of this episode. But first, let's turn our attention to board game YouTuber and raconteur Rick Perez from Let's Level Up, who turned on his camera and recorded his stream of consciousness, providing me with a plethora of different bits to mix and match. Here's the extended cut of Rick's scenes with the parts that were cut and colored like this, so you'll know what to look for while you're watching. Enjoy.
You know, I remember the game very vividly, actually. It's almost burnt into my mind, exactly. You know what, if I could be honest with you, it was the smell. Oh, just nightmarish. And it took me a while to actually pinpoint it, but when I finally realized that it was coming from Hunter Shelburne's beard, oh, that really took it to a whole new level. I don't see how anybody can play Get Bit or really any game with that, just that odor coming from that thing, just awful. You know, I was really worried for Anthony Ricano as well. I know he's had a couple anger management issues in the past, and you know, I'd hate to see him get ejected from such a big tournament because of something silly like flipping the table when the shark bites him. I mean, come on, Anthony, you're not in the cardboard jungle anymore, am I right, buddy? You know, edit that out, because no, yeah, he's gonna try to kick my butt if you leave that in there. So please, for me, you know, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Okay. So I remember the game quite vividly. It was a majestic evening. Or was it an afternoon? Details, not really important, right? You know, my grandmother always said, you never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Yeah, she wasn't around much. Yeah. You know, I'm not 100% sure why Joel Eddy decided to take off his shoes and throw them at Anthony Ricano. I'm kind of glad he did, though. I thought everybody was having a great time until Hunter broke down crying. I guess Get Bit just reminded him of the part where Jaws pops out of the water. You know, Jaws. It's affected us all.
Now, in addition to the scenes that were assigned to them, some contributors provided additional footage to use as potential B-roll or filler as needed. Not all of this content made it into the mockumentary, but here are some additional segments that were provided by Tom Vasel of the Dice Tower and Rhiannon Ochs of Spooning Meeples.
I'm so nervous. Never done something like this before. Switcheroo! I don't even know what that means. I was so pleased to have been invited to this thing. I mean, come on now. The competition, I never heard of this Mur guy. These other guys, I knew them. I knew their weaknesses. This was going to be a breeze.
I just wanted to say a big thank you to Mur for his generous donation to the Jack Vasel Memorial Foundation. I don't know if Mur would ever tell you this, but in between rounds, he was running around singing the Jaws theme with like his hands like the fin on his head. Oh, you want me to do that right now? Okay. So this is what he did. Da-dun, 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 da-da-da-da. He's just trying to get us psyched up, I guess.
And finally, we'll wrap up our board game mockumentary behind the scenes episodes with some outtakes from Mick Spicerack and myself. As always, thank you for checking out this series of videos, and I hope you enjoy my following humiliation. You're here to help lend a fresh perspective to the hobby.
Remember, you promised me that you're going to stop parking on my lawn if you do.
It's not me screwing it up.
So what?
Rodney was absolutely... Sorry.
Whatever.
For example, this is what happened when board game designer Ignacy Trzewiczek went head-to-head against Mur in Imperial Settlers, one of his very own designs.
Sounds like Mur's winning streak was starting to have a psychological effect on his opponents. Did this incredibly well thought out plan work?
Well, Forrest of Bauer's Game Corner was there, and he recounts the results of the lightning round.
You did it.
Yay, that sucked.
I'm not impressed.
And so, Emerging from the lightning round, But. I'm gonna go with that. But at the same time, talks of crits happen hypothesized that Murr had harnessed the power of rock and roll. You want to do that one once more?
I don't know. I may have actually liked that.
Big deal.
Of course, Murr Rockstro of introduced earlier in this episode. Rick of Let's Level Up served as judge over the final event, and here he describes what he saw. Awesome! Yay!
That was terrible. You want to try some?
No!
I'm not impressed.
And so, with so many rumors flying around, when the time came for the competition of the final game of the decathlon to take their seats, that didn't make sense. I skipped a word.
So what?
All I know is that he was the first to get bit. And then, in an unlucky stroke of fate, subsequently bitten again.
Sorry.
No, we can keep that. I like that, actually. It was a dance of two masters, each trying to gauge what the other one was going to do next, and then Tom was a bit. The pressure built, boom, and then Tom lost a limb. The pressure built, and bam! Tom lost another limb. Then bam! They won another limb. Each trying to gauge what the other one was going to do next. But then, bam! Tom lost a limb. The pressure built, and bam! Tom lost another limb. And then bam! Tom, I don't even know what happened next, but I know there was a pause. Sorry. That was a little too Muppety anyway. And then, actually, do you want to say this line?
And then, no, I don't. And then, a gasp from the gathered crowd as BAM! Murr loses his second to last limb.
That's unpleasant. This concludes our coverage of the 2015 10th Annual Biannual Board Gaming Decathlon. And we're done, so I'm not going to redo that line. Thanks to all the board game personalities that contributed to our coverage, to all our viewers, and of course, to the man of the hour, our champion, Murr Rockstro. We've been your hosts, Chaz Marler and Mick Spicerack. And from everybody at Pair of Dice Paradise Studios, good night.
Fade to black. I want my rototiller back, too.
I may have given that away. Okay.